heard us was like, so what are you doing? You know, you need to get busy supporting the movement. So we tried to do that. We started doing a lot more deliberate uprooting racism work outside of just farming and food system, working with different organizations to update their practices. Together with a bunch of alumni of our programs, we created a reparations map that matches up people who have resources with Black and brown farmers who need resources, to just transfer that land and those tractors right over to the people who need them. And we've had over a dozen people receive what they need. And then we're also trying to change the laws, you know, working with National Black Food and Justice Alliance and Heal Food Alliance to change policy. Something that's really exciting in the Northeast, and tomorrow we have a meeting about it at Nichols College, is we're trying to collaborate between indigenous communities, Black and brown farmers, to form a land trust together. Very challenging, very important. But to form a land trust so that we can receive land donations and also like get land on auction and give it back to the people from whom it's been stolen. But that's a very exciting organizing initiative that we're doing too. And then we go around and talk about all the work and write a book and stuff. I'll just mention as a last thing, like borders, that wasn't our idea, right? And so we don't have to believe in them completely. We need to deal with them, but we don't have to believe in them. So we try to make sure that at least every year we're collaborating with and supporting farmers across the border. We have very deep relationships in Vieques with Finca Conciencia, with the Bigone peasant movement in Haiti, with farmers in Ghana. And so we're not trying to tell them what to do, but we're trying to make sure that they get the resources they need. They stay part of the international conversations and get their voice heard around what kind of policies need to change. So we've done a lot, you know, whatever they want us to do, but irrigation, tree planting, composting, doing a land trust workshop in Vieques next month. And we built this house. After the hurricane, we did some houses too. Even though it's not farming, it's still what people need. So what I want to talk about now is there's so much brilliance in this room, right? We have farmers, we have artists, we have community members, policymakers. It's like, what are we going to do with that energy? Because all of us are part of the food system. All of us are in some ways complicit and in some ways have agency. So I'm going to do a quick overview of what we think, and most of you have the handout with some of the specific ideas. But I'm actually going to ask you, after I give an overview, we're going to get into some small groups and just talk about what we think about this information and how we think we can engage. And then we'll do a quick report out from each group. So this whole thing will take like 18 minutes or something, so don't stress. You'll definitely be out on time. But I don't want to just talk and like feel feelings. I really want to hear from you and learn from you about how we can make the food system better. So a super quick summary of our policy platform comes from not our own ideas, but from surveying and interviewing aspiring and current Black and brown farmers all across the country and saying, what do you need? Right? What do you need to change so you can feed the community? And some of the things, sort of an overarching thing, is to make sure that when we're talking about race and racism, that we're supporting organizations that are led by people of color, because they know how to fix it, because they experience it, right? And to make sure that we're not draining resources away from those organizations by going into communities and sort of trying to save them from the outside. And also that we educate ourselves. We need to change policies around food access, ending junk food marketing, making sure we fully fund the food stamp program. We need to update our laws around workers' rights so everyone has the same protections. Support farmers with better funding and few bureaucratic hurdles to training programs. And deal with reparations by fixing air property law. And you have the full platform. So I'm going to actually leave it here. I'm going to ask you all to form, you're going to have to stand up and move around a little bit or turn and face, but to form groups between 7 and 10 people by turning and facing. And your job is to talk to each other about your reactions to these policy steps and how you personally think you can engage with making the food system better.